Congratulations on your new pregnancy. This is an overwhelming but exciting time. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about what are the 4 best ways to decrease that anxiety that you're experiencing in the first trimester of your pregnancy. Here we go. My name is Kathryn Gardner. I'm a certified perinatal mental health specialist and a mom. I make videos for you going through pregnancy, postpartum, and in motherhood, trying to find the easiest, quick tools that you can use to feel refreshed. Today, as we talk about your first trimester, it's those first 12 weeks of your pregnancy. Let's review some of the things that might even be triggers or causes to what's bringing up your anxiety. For a lot of women, they come into my counseling sessions and they talk about the newness, the shock, the thoughts that are racing and jumping ahead to different questions. Am I really pregnant? Was the pregnancy test accurate? How soon till I can get into my doctor's office? Is the baby healthy? Is the baby growing on schedule? Are there any concerns? Is there anything the doctor is going to tell me that's going to be shocking or concerning to me? How's my body handling the pregnancy? Do I have enough symptoms? Maybe I don't have enough symptoms. I heard other women talk about how sick they feel, and I don't feel that way. Ooh, now I'm starting to feel anxious. Perhaps you have had a loss in the past, a miscarriage, a stillbirth, a perinatal loss, and your mind is racing, worrying, and reflecting back on the incidences that you had, the doctor's appointments that you had, and the way that your body felt, and the grief and loss that you experienced, concerned and worrying about having another loss. If there are family members of yours that have experienced a loss, and you look around and have a concern, will that happen to me too? Anxiety can also be brought up by the newness of this new life change. You may be thinking about your identity shift. What about your career? What about our relationship? What else is going to shift as I already plan ahead and start looking up on the app? When's my due date? What time of year is that going to be? How convenient is this going to be? Where are we going to put a baby's room? All of those questions start to bring up the body's anxiety. Maybe you feel like it's bad timing. Our relationship is having issues. What would change in my career if I took a maternity leave now? Or there are bigger family stress issues going on. One of the other things that comes up in counseling is, who am I going to tell? How soon should I tell them? Is now too soon? Should I wait longer? Those thinking and worrying questions come up, bringing your body into a state of stress and anxiety. Before we get into my 4 favorite tips getting through the first trimester, let's talk about what does the anxiety look like in your body and your mind. Some women describe racing thoughts, overanalyzing, thinking day and night, what if, picturing and ruminating about negative, catastrophic incidences from happening. Maybe it's your body that's starting to feel the anxiety. You could feel your tension. You could feel your muscles are tightening up in your neck. Your blood pressure is up. The heat in your body has increased. Your hands are more clenched. You're distracted. You're losing concentration because of the stress. You are feeling like it's hard to sleep. You're on edge in more incidences than you'd be comfortable with. Are you doing a lot of body scanning? That is that internal mechanism that continually throughout the day, even without our prompt, is searching and scanning for, how does my body feel? Is my body in good health? Does my body need a drink of water? Do I feel tired and need rest? Well, during pregnancy, there's so many changes occurring. And in those early weeks, you are pumping lots of hormones. You've heard the saying, it feels so uncomfortable for mom, but those hormones are really good for this growing baby. Your body in this scan may be stopping and panicking. Is that okay? Is that normal? Is that what I should be feeling? That feels uncomfortable. Did that happen yesterday? Is it happening more today or less today? All of that internal reflecting. This may be giving you some panic. Panic is where the heart beats quickly and the body tenses up into a fight or flight incident. Sometimes some women freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze as that adrenaline is pumping and giving you a lot of energy as if you had to go and fight a big tiger in an incident. But you don't. These are emotional dangers. The body is scanning the horizon for what are the dangers that I have to handle. Can I handle this? So let's look today at my 4 best tips at dealing and decreasing your anxiety during the first trimester of your pregnancy. Number 1 is write it down. Many of us spend hours thinking and analyzing and overanalyzing what's going on, what's changing, and all the questions that we have. Writing it down helps the brain to be able to stop looping on that and get it down onto paper. I can trust that my questions and the things that I want to bring into my OB or midwife are all down on paper for that first visit. If there are things that I'm wondering or I've read and I want to know more about that, write that down. Get a little notebook as you begin this journey, and it's your place of jotting down what you've looked up, what somebody else told you to do, an article that's helpful for you, and have that information so that when you really go to the experts, you have the right questions that you wanted to ask and you don't forget those questions. Number 2 is your stop sign. I have this in my office because I am always telling women and looking myself at making sure we stop. Stop with the Dr. Google, right? Searching for things in the middle of the night. What is this? What do I feel? Do other women feel this? We can get lost down the rabbit hole of misinformation and sometimes scary information about early pregnancy. We're worried about miscarriage. We're worried about defects. And as that's happening, we want so much reassurance. But stop sign, looking it up is not where you're going to get your information. So the stop sign says, stop the racing thoughts, right? Identify a time of the day. If you're a worrier, say, all right, today from 3 to 3:30, that's when I have quiet, reflective time to worry. I allocated a specific worrying time. That is my time to sit down with that special notebook, recognize what are the top things I've been thinking about all day, what are the things that I have more questions about or I do want to go to my trustworthy sources on to look them up. Also, that worry time, if I have intrusive thoughts throughout the rest of the day or night, I could tell myself, stop, 3 o'clock. That's going to be your ideal time where it actually feels like you're purging out the thoughts and the feelings, but it's more reflective. You have it contained, and it also feels like in that allotted time, you are also able to now process, what am I really feeling about this? Because if you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody else and here comes one of your questions, you get interrupted and you don't fully complete that thought. Unsettled thoughts stay with us and keep us on edge. The stop sign is also really great for that body scanning process. Again, your body naturally is doing that. It's there to protect you and give you warning signs, give you cues as to what your body needs right now. But it also can happen too frequently, and now it becomes obsessive. Obsessions mean repetitive thoughts. Now you're stuck there, analyzing and overanalyzing some symptom that you're experiencing right now. Stop sign. Check yourself and say, I checked it now, I'll check it again in 2 hours. I talked to the OB or the midwife or one of the obstetrical nurses, and they let me know just to check 4 times for that specific symptom that I'm having. Or to watch and see if the symptom worsens or increases, then it's time to call for help. Then it's time to go to the next step. But just sitting and analyzing is not going to be your friend. Tip number 3, don't look it up. At this early phase of pregnancy, like any project you'd be starting in your life, you want to have the most trustworthy, reliable, research-based information as your go-to source. So, as you begin this journey, talk to those that are around your motherhood tribe. Talk to your OB, your midwife, your nursing staff. Ask them, what are the books that they say are dependable? What are the websites that you really can go to, and it is research-based information. You're not lost reading some blog of some woman who one time, one place had a symptom that sounded similar to yours, and now you're lost thinking, ooh, I wonder if I have that too. So instead of just searching randomly, make sure you've got your go-to resources. You're going to feel more calmed down. You're going to feel more of that reassurance when you've got your information from the correct sources. Remember, this pregnancy is the only pregnancy you're having with this baby. This is the only time your body is experiencing this pregnancy right now at this age, at this season of your life. So many times we even compare to previous pregnancies that we have had or other moms and the stories that they tell. Remember, trust in what your body is doing. This is what your body was made for. Your body knows what to do. Miraculously, it is going through the process of all of these stages of development without any assistance from you. You are doing the basics, and that takes us right to tip number 4. Tip number 4, what can you control? Really focusing on the part of this pregnancy that you are responsible for and that you are operating for is that you're following the guidelines of a healthy, well-balanced pregnancy. Your OB and midwife team has all kinds of instructions for you at your first appointments. They're going to sit down with you and talk about what to expect at the ultrasound, what to expect as your body shifts, what to expect as your hormones are all increasing, taking care and growing this baby. So what you can control is what you're eating and what your nutritional plan is. How much water intake you've had today. Are you taking your prenatal vitamins on time? Are you relaxing and listening to the fatigue that is so strong in that first trimester? Knowing I need to take my breaks, I need to slow it down. My body's using every resource it can to grow this little one. In today's video, as I talked about the 4 best tips, I just want to remind you, please, this video is not a replacement of your medical care or the advisement from your obstetrical team, your midwives, and your nursing staff. They are your go-to experts. My role is to give you some tips to be able to remember what are the 4 best ways to decrease that anxiety that's happening in your body. So you really want to do your very best at this early stages of pregnancy, giving the baby the best opportunity to grow. It feels like an overwhelming responsibility, and you have a lot of great supports. Lean on those supports, reach out to them, listen to what your body is doing, but remember using that stop sign to check in with how often and how obsessive it can get to be checking in with your mind and how much you're thinking and what your body is doing and changing. My name is Kathryn Gardner. I'm a mom. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. I'm a certified perinatal mental health specialist, and I'm here for you. I make these videos so that you have easy, useful tips that you can use today to begin to improve your self-care in pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood. Thank you so much for being here. I always appreciate your comments and your feedback. We are doing this together, and my hope is to take you from stressed to refreshed. Please subscribe, like my video, keep tuned for every weekly video that I'm making to give you more information. Thank you so much for being here, and today, take care of yourself. Goodbye.